Hello and welcome to Sevenoaks, Kent, specifically the circuit of Brands Hatch, former host of the Formula One Grand Prix. Such greats as Jim Clark, Niki Lauda and Nigel Mansell have graced this circuit and performed excellently in the past. Can today's cream of the crop rise to the top and secure that anticipated spot on the top of the podium? There's only one way to find out. My name's James Wood, and let's crack on with the highlights of this BTCC race from Brands Hatch Indy circuit. So here we are, lined up at the famous Brabham Straight, named so after the famous Jack Brabham, 3 times Formula One world champion. And the lights are ready to come on, so let's see how we get on. Good start from the pole sitter. Seems to have held his position as we enter Paddock Hill Bend. We're on board with ASQUITH here. Relatively good start, although he has been jumped by one of the McGanns. Yes, here we are on board again with more detailed look. Slightly bogged down. Nothing to worry about though. I think ASQUITH will definitely make this back up coming into the next few corners. There's been a slight collision ahead, and it looks like the McGann, the green McGann, has been hit by one of the other opponents. We're on board now with Wood. Can we see what happened here any better? Going into Paddock Hill Bend, looks like he drifted out slightly, and it was probably a 50-50 racing incident there. Can't see that one going to the stewards, to be honest. Standard first corner collision. Paddock Hill Bend, well known for that. So we're now watching the cars fly up towards the Druids Bend and then back down towards Graham Hill Bend. We're on board with ASQUITH here. Can he make up a couple of positions that he's lost? He's in 7th position. Looks like Wood's in front of him. We're now on board with Wood. He is approaching the BMW. He goes through Surtees Corner and the long sweeping right-hander of Clearways into Clark Curve. Oh, he's nudged into one of the BMWs. Oh, that was a little bit... We're on board with ASQUITH now. Can we see it any better? There was a gap there, but Wood was slightly over the rumble strips. That is it's slightly contentious, that, but it's allowed ASQUITH to get alongside the BMW, and he's taken him as well. The BMW driver will be furious there. Wood has edged him out slightly, which has allowed ASQUITH to also take him, and I think it's possible that one of the Mercedes is going to nip in as well. He's had a bit of a nightmare there, all started by a little bit of contentious driving from Wood. Here we are on lap 2 though, and the BMW driver is trying to get ASQUITH back. Oh, that's out of order. Oh, I think what's happened there is he's been frustrated at being nudged out by 2 or 3 positions, and he's tried to claw back a position there, unfortunately at the expense of ASQUITH. ASQUITH minded his own business there on his way up towards Druids. Oh, and he hit the barriers there. Hopefully not too much damage, and hopefully ASQUITH will be able to get back on board and catch up with the pack here. That manoeuvre was not really a fair manoeuvre. Not sure what the stewards will make of that. Possible time penalty there for the orange BMW car. Here we are with Wood in P5 coming towards Druids Corner. He's slightly on his own at the moment. Steady away as he comes down towards Graham Hill Bend. He cut the corner there slightly, run out wide, a little bit too much curb. You've got to be careful there. There's time penalties all over the place. The stewards are well known for being slightly overzealous. Wood now through the Clearways corner, back towards the main start straight, 5th position. We're back on board now with ASQUITH as he tries to catch up with the pack. He's approaching the BMW that he just had an incident with. There's 2 BMWs actually, an orange one and a blue one. So let's see what ASQUITH can do as he comes into Paddock Hill Bend. Don't think he can get him into this corner here. The gap is a little bit too big. Good driving though by the field here. It's been a relatively incident-free race with the exception of the BMW. 2 BMWs are now fighting each other as they come down a Graham Hill Bend. Can ASQUITH take advantage of these 2 BMWs scrapping over 6th position? We're now on board with Wood, who seems to be catching a couple of cars in front. There's been a bit of a scuffle there. I think there's a back marker involved. I think one of the cars in front has been balked by a back marker, and Wood has been able to take advantage there, and he's up into 4th position. Very good, advantageous driving there from James Wood. We're now on board with Craig Asquith. He is hunting down these two BMWs, and you've got to say, this lap it looks like he's in with a chance of slinging one down the inside, maybe towards the far end of the lap. Brands Hatchet, oh, he's gone up the inside of Druids. The BMW's run very wide. Poor driving there from the BMW driver. Allows Asquith to easily capitalise, and Asquith is up to 7th position. Wood now in 4th, chasing 3rd position down. What's happened here to the 3rd position driver? He's slowing. Has he got a problem? Not too sure what's happened there, but it's allowed Wood to take 3rd position into the podium places. He'll be very pleased about that. Can he hold his nerve though? Relative newcomer Asquith is also involved in a bit of a melee. I think that's possibly one of the back markers who has spun again. One of the red cars, not too sure what he's playing at. And yes, a little bit of chaos there. Let's have a look at it again. On board with Asquith. Yes, there's been a collision there between the BMW and I think it's one of the McGanns. Hard to see from that angle. And look at Asquith. Unbelievable driving there. He's just pounced, and I think he's taken 3 positions in 1 lap. Fantastic driving. Asquith approaching Paddock Hill Bend. See what he can do now. Can he catch up to the pack in front after making some very good moves there? Here we are back with Wood. He's in 3rd position, but the driver behind, who not sure if he made a mistake or if there was a mechanical issue, seemed to let Wood by on the Brabham straight. He is hunting Wood down now. Can Wood handle the pressure? As we've said, relative newcomer to this championship. Wood approaches Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, he drifts out wide. Oh, Wood is in the gravel. Keep his foot in it and he'll still come out in 4th position, but that's unfortunate. Bit of pressure there, and Wood has unfortunately conceded the podium positions. He probably had that on his mind, to be honest. Never mind, let's see what he can do. Wood 4th, Asquith 5th. Out in front we've got Petrolhead, PET. We're on lap 8 at the moment. Leader seems to be fairly comfortable out front. We're not seeing too much of him because we are focusing on Wood and Asquith for this particular highlights package. Asquith pulling well away from the person in 6th position. Seems to have got into a bit of a rhythm now and will be looking to get onto the tail of Wood. He's approaching the Brabham straight now. Not many competitors in sight. Wood is in front in P4. What's Wood? Oh, what's happened to Wood there? Turns in for Paddock Hill Bend far too early. Gets speared across the track. Ends up in the left-hand outside gravel trap. And he's blown 4th position, unfortunately. So what started off as a good race has sadly gone to pieces for Wood. He's there in the gravel trap, clawing his way out. Not sure if there'll be too much damage. He's on his way out there. We're on board here potentially, I think, for the manoeuvre. Let's have a look. So there is a back marker in front. Has he been slightly blindsided by him? You can't really say that, to be honest. He's well past the back marker. Possibly trying too hard to catch up back to 3rd position after initially running wide at Paddock Hill Bend. Let's have a look on board here. I'm not sure what he did there. He just turned in too early for the apex. Hit the inside barrier and was speared immediately to the outside. Unfortunate, but you know, these things happen. Let's see what Wood can do. Can he claw back up to a respectable top 5 position? We've got Asquith here in P4. He's just gone through Graham Hill Bend. He's relatively on his own at the moment as well. Podium places seem a little bit out of grasp at the moment for Asquith. The competitor in front seems to be quite a way up the road. Yes, he's about 8 seconds up the road, in fact, so unless he makes a mistake, not sure what's going to happen there. Asquith down the start-finish straight. Ploughing along in the Mercedes A45 2016 model, that is. Wood driving the 2006 Renault Megane. Only 4 different cars in this field, the BMW 320 and the Opel Astra. Here we are with Asquith. We've flicked back to Wood now, so Wood's in 7th. 6th position is in sight. It's the BMW, the blue BMW, and the orange BMW is slightly in front of him as well. So there is a chance here of a top 5 finish. It's not completely day written off for Wood. We'll have to see what happens though. Here we are. ASQUITH has been caught again by the BMW in 5th. I'm not sure if ASQUITH has made a mistake at some point along the lap. But ASQUITH seems to be... He's approaching the car. I'm not sure if it's a back marker. The back marker, yes, has run wide. It is the back marker. That back marker has been off the track several times. I'm not sure he's quite up to the standards of the rest of the drivers. But, you know, it's a race for everybody. Oh, and the back marker has also collided with the blue BMW in the background. Not sure if he caught that. Cameras weren't focusing on that event. But that has happened. That back marker probably needs the black and white unsporting flag, or potentially even the black flag. He's not up to the standards of the rest of the drivers. Here we are on board with Wood. Runs slightly wide as we come out of the Clark curve, but he's still got the blue BMW in sight. ASQUITH here trying to fend off the orange BMW. Of course, these two have previous. The orange BMW tried to pounce down the inside of Paddock Hill Bend on lap 3 or 4, sent ASQUITH into the gravel trap, well, into the barriers in fact. And you've got to say, without that incident, ASQUITH probably would have been, you know, on the coattails of the leader potentially, definitely at least 2nd position. Anyway, ASQUITH will have to be looking in his mirrors here, because the orange BMW is definitely giving him a run for his money. Takes a bit of inside curb there, bounces along the inside curb. Wood on board here. Oh, Wood's run slightly wide again. He's not having a great race, unfortunately, after a few good initial laps. We're not too far from the checkered flag, to be honest here. We've only got 2 or 3 laps remaining. ASQUITH soaking up the pressure from the orange BMW. The orange BMW runs quite wide through clearways, trying to get a good run through Clark Curve as they come onto the Brabham Straight. Where's the cameras panned here? We're back to Wood in P6. He's on his own. Quite an uneventful race, to be honest. Can't see much more happening for Wood. As long as he keeps it on the track, he'll probably bring this home in 6th position. Back to ASQUITH now. The orange BMW on his tails. Few more laps of pressure to soak up, but ASQUITH should be able to secure a 4th position. Don't think he's looking ahead, to be honest. He's run slightly wide. The BMW tries to get alongside. This is a drag race, but ASQUITH manages to get the power down fairly well. What's happened here? The leader's in the pits. Oh, this is unbelievable. ASQUITH is P3. He's into the podium places. Will he keep this though? We're on to the last lap. The BMW is on his coattails. The leader has obviously either made a mistake and he's had to pit for fuel or tyres. Not too sure. We'll cover that slightly later. We want to watch this battle here. This is where the action is at. The orange BMW tries to take a wide line into Graham Hill Bend. He gets a good run out of Graham Hill Bend as they come along the back Cooper Straight. Can he get him into the Surtees corner? You're not going to get him there. It's all about positioning now. The final drag race along the Brabham Straight. ASQUITH has run slightly wide. We're on board with him now. We can't see where the BMW is. The BMW is in the slipstream. Where is he going? ASQUITH is already flashing his lights. He thinks the 3rd position is his, and it is his. Fantastic. Podium place for Craig ASQUITH. That was a close one. Excellent driving there to fend off the BMW, especially with the previous between the two. Cool, calm, collected there by ASQUITH. Here we are, Wood finishing the lap. Unfortunately, he's run wide. It looks like he's going to bring this home in 6th position. Solid enough race for a relative newcomer. Potential there to have finished slightly higher. P6 for Wood. Back to that, we had the leader, Petrolhead. He was way out in front. He has previous, actually, to be honest. He was on pole position at Donington Park previously, and he stalled on the grid. And then he tried to come back through the pack after taking sorry, he didn't stall on the grid. He jumped the start, and he was giving a time penalty, stop-go penalty, which he served. Managed to catch the pack up, but there was some dubious driving there in that event. He collided with both Wood and ASQUITH in separate incidents. So we've got to ask ourselves, is Petrolhead all he seems to be? He can get out in front, but he's making mistakes. He's possibly made a mistake there. Not sure if it was a fuel issue, but he's obviously had to pit for some reason, damaged fuel tyres, and he has basically given his victory up. and he's allowed ASQUITH to get a podium there. So that was an excellent short event, 15 laps, Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Highlights being good start by Wood. He got off the line well, stayed out of trouble, and performed pretty well. But unfortunately, made a couple of mistakes which have dropped him down the pack. He needs to erase that from his game, to be honest. But definitely potential there. With regards to ASQUITH, it was probably the flip side of the event. Bit of a slow start. Got caught in a few incidents. Granted, not of his own making. But, the game is all about staying out of trouble. But to be honest, the second half of the race, ASQUITH showed his greatness there. Brilliant driving to stay out of trouble. Pounce on those events where he could capitalise and grab a few positions, and then he's come away with a podium. So he will be spraying the champagne tonight, albeit at home. Excellent race. So that's about it from me. Hopefully we'll see you again in the future. My name's been James Wood, signing off from Brands Hatch. Good night.